Good morning to all. Welcome to Jigyasa. I'm Devashmita. Today we are going to discuss with you the systematics or the systematic botany or the taxonomy of the angiosperms. What do we mean? The taxonomy of the angiosperm. So, So in the previous video, we have already discussed about, we have already know about the what is taxonomy and what is the basic terms of related into the botany or the systematic botany. Taxonomy is the branch of the botany which deals with the identification, nomenclature and the classification of the plants. Already I have told you all those things because when we naming or the nomenclature of a plants, or what do we mean by taxonomy, that is first of all we identify any the plants and what the plants, then its nomenclature, then we just classify into them. So this is the class is and all those things study in a basic branch or study in a branch is known as the taxonomy. So the term taxonomy has been derived from the two Greek words, that is the taxis and nomos. What do we mean taxis and nomos? In taxis means the arrangement and the nomos means law or the rule. So that is the arrangement of the plants organ or the organisms following some basic rules is known as the taxonomy, and it based some different rules. So what are they? The term taxonomy was first given by a French botanist, Epi de Candolle. Epi de Candolle is the So, Epi de Candolle is the first coined the term, or he is a botanist in 1813. He just termed the term taxonomy. So then Carlos Linnaeus, he is also a Swedish botanist and known as the father of taxonomy. Carlos Linnaeus is known as the father of taxonomy and or the father of systematic botany. And H. Santafau, he is known as the father of Indian taxonomy. So the term systematics was given by the Carlos Linnaeus and it is mainly used for the taxonomy. So in fact the term systematic includes the taxonomy and the phylogeny, means first we identify any plants, then its nomenclature, then classification and evolutionary relationship. That is one of the plant species which we are discovered or we have discovered the new species, then which categorized, it is categorized into which types, and we just study its correlation, that is it is evolved from which plants or which category. So these are then the taxonomy is otherwise known as the systematic botany. So it is differentiated into 3 to 4 types. One is alpha, beta, gamma and omega taxonomy. So alpha taxonomy means first of all we just identify and the classify any plants on the basis of only the morphological character, because we don't know it's classify which it belong to which class, it belong to which names. So we just classify them only, we just identify them these plant species or the new plant species on the basis of their morphological character. So this is known as the alpha taxonomy, and this alpha taxonomy is given by the Turrell scientist 1938. So then comes to the beta taxonomy. Beta taxonomy is the of Turrell involves not only the gross morphological feature, and in this beta taxonomy it is on the basis of the morphological feature, but it consists of the genetical, anatomical, cytological and palynological. It means the pollen and the spore stories and the physiological and other characters. So this is known as the biosystematics. In case of the alpha taxonomy, it is only on the basis of the morphological character. We just identify and classify all the new plant species. But in case of the beta taxonomy, we consider its cytological, palynological, anatomical, genetical plus with morphological. So all those things we just classify into on this basis of we just classify it new species or new plant species into the beta taxonomy. Then comes to the omega taxonomy. Omega taxonomy is based all of the information available about the plants. It means कि omega taxonomy is the alpha beta, and it's a combination of the omega taxonomy. It's the higher taxonomical group. Or then comes to the nomenclature. First we identify, then we just nomenclature or naming of the plant species. So nomenclature is defined as the system of the naming objects of the plants and the animals. Need of the scientific names, we just commonly name we in our human beings also, because we have a specific name in our house or in our home, but we have a different certificate name. So it is that type the nomenclature in case of the plant species also. So there have a common name, and one is its botanical name or its scientific name. So need of the scientific name was felt because the same plant is having different common names in the different part of the world. Why it's need for its nomenclature? Because suppose for example in mango tree is it is found in the India and basically tropical in nature, in tropical region. But we just go through our go through in various in the colder region, there is not availability of the that particular species. So many of the plant species found in different region of the world. So in that particular, because the people are different in their culture, their naming and their lifestyles and their language also. So that's why in the same plants suppose in the same plants that is found in the India, and it is also available in case of the America or other country. But we the Indians, it's called as suppose X is the plant, but in case of the that particular plant species is otherwise called in a different country, it is in our according their name. That's why it's create some confusion. So that it need for the scientific name. That's why all over the world uh, is particularly known the particular name for that particular plant species. So the earliest scientific name, or the polynomials, that is the name composed of the several words, and it was very difficult to remember these difficult long names. So binomial system of the nomenclature. First of all, the Carlos Linnaeus, the father of taxonomy, he wrote his book, that is the Species Plantarum. According to this system, each plant or the organism is given name made two Latin word two Latin words. That is, the first word represent the genus and it is called as the generic name and the generic epithet. Whereas the second word represent the species or the specific epithet. So generic epithet always start with the capital letter. It means कि any of the for example just for example Mangifera indica. In case of the here Mangifera indica, you just see that in case of the Mangifera indica, it consists of the two name. It consists of the two name, and it is the scientific name of the mango. Its scientific name is the Mangifera indica. And here some rules are applied in it in case of the binomial nomenclature system. That is it two Greek words. One is Mangifera and another one is the Indica. And in case of the genus or the generic epithet, it is first in the first letter of this plant species or generic is or genus is always start with a capital letter, and the species always starts with a small letter. Got it? Okay. Then both these names are underlined separately. When we write any the scientific name of the any species or the any plants, that is after written it is underline the genus and species name. If we normally write in our in our any things in our word or in our copy, but when it is when we can could not underline all those things, then it is modified or it is written by the italic form. Then uh, then comes to the generic and the epi specific name is based on. So the generic and the specific name may be based on the name and the any scientist of the some characters of the plants of the same lesions. That is after all, we just sorry after that we after that, here is the capital, you see the here is the capital L dot. That's why it means linears. Any scientist that given the giving the particular name or particular scientific name, that's why here the generally the name of the author giving the name is the written after the specific epithet in the abbreviated form or the in the full. So that's why after the written of the scientific name, the author name is written after just right side of the specific name or the species name. This is called authority, and this is called the authority, neither underlined nor italicized, because capital L or any scientist name is not italicized or not neither underlined. So scientific name or the some plants on the basis of the binomial system of the nomenclature of this lineage is some of the examples are given in the below. That one is the mango, then similarly coffee, then coffea arabica L, then potato solalum tuberosum L, series means alvegia livic is L. So L is for written as for the scientist which is the colors lineage. So or next or and some of the other rules are like no comma hyphen and it is between the specific name and the authority, because here you see that there is no any comma or sorry, there is no any comma or any mm, no comma or any hyphen present in between the species and the authority name. So the different names given to the same species by the different workers are called as the synonyms, but the name given the first is considered to be the valid. Suppose some two to three names are given in the specific plants. That's why it's are named as the synonyms, and these are named as the synonyms. But when the suppose ki the first author or but this name given the first name is given to the particular species is considered as to be valid. So binomials are the most precise and the definite than the common names, because common names in we just for example in our home, in our house, we call our nicknames, but in case of the our certificate name is the other things. That's why most of the cases on official in official way, so they will know we as our certificate name, but they don't know our no even us as our nickname. So that's the type binomial or binomial systems are or binomial names are more precise and the definite than the common names. So further there are the internationally accepted as the Latin in is internationally known as the scholars. And internationally we just nomenclature type and accepted as the scholars or known as the scholars. So these are the some knowledge or some information regarding the binomial system of the nomenclature. And next video we just study about the international code of botanical nomenclature, that is the ICBN. So I think some you gain some information about that, and in the next video we just study about the ICBN. So thank you.